people listening on Rumble. Thanks for dealing with the mess. We had to work on it. We had to fix it, and it is fixed. And our friends on, makethepointradio.com, that's still working, and our Instagram friends, and our, oh, goodness, we already got a caller getting ready here. Okay, let's go to, and we'll go to the callers in just a moment. But man alive, we are on the cusp. Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. Wearing the Alaska hat because it's so darn hot here. Trying to trick my body into thinking. Here, I'm going to share to the people on the interwebs. Here, you're gonna see this in just a second. Oh, it's 99 degrees actual temperature right now, but it feels like 112. So I'm going to share that with our, I think that's, okay, let's come here and we'll show it to these group of people. There, you see that? Feels like 112. And then our friends over there on the Rumble, feels like 112. So it is crazy, crazy hot, crazy, crazy wet. But what a great week it has been. Got another child going off to a great university. So we had some of that work today and this past week. Everything is just amazing, and the machine is moving way too fast. We're going to jump right to the phones and talk to, hey caller, how are you?
Dr. Gene, happy Sunday.
Hey, happy Sunday to you, David, the Profesor de las Ciencias. What's going on in the free county of Lexington?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My air conditioner is working hard, man. It's working harder than an undocumented immigrant.
Okay. Well, thank God for Mr. Carrier in his air conditioning. Thank God for that. That's actually a blessing. Now, here's the crazy thing. My grandparents and maybe your grandparents grew up without air conditioning. And the only time... Yeah, they had a little bit of a break. But imagine how very cold it is in the upstate where my family hails from. But it's from the far eastern upstate. It's from Dillon County, where it never gets hot. It's a miserably oppressive, most horrible thing ever. And can you imagine being sort of hot and sort of stinky, sweaty all the time, and then you got to go to a movie theater a couple times a year, and the difference that would be to walk into a cool place.
Well, I'll tell you one thing also about on the Lexington County note. I don't know if you saw this in the paper, but there was an article, a little write-up about the booming metropolis of Red Bank. And I'm going to tell you now, Gene, I mean, we're growing so big. I mean, we're about to build a wall. So you better hurry if you're going to come here, because we're building it. We're going to keep all the riffraff from Richland County out of here.
Too late. They're already there.
Oh my gosh!
When I was really active in South Carolina politics, I just loved all my Lexington County United We Stand. That was Ross Perot's group. I really, really loved all my tax nut friends. And then all these people from New Jersey moved in, and now what was the land of milk and honey. You are floating bonds for green space. You floated bonds to build a stadium to steal Columbia's lackluster baseball team
and rename them. Yeah.
Yeah. So since the airport is over there, and don't say this too loud, but maybe the city fathers, the county fathers of Lexington, now with all their New York, New Jersey, and really it's the New Jerseyites, I think. And I do have lots of favorite friends from New Jersey. Maybe y'all could float bonds to build your own airline That's what you need. Lexington needs their own airline. There was a city, or maybe across from you, that did that one time. These people just need to be slapped down. It is insane. It is absolutely insane that we have to pay for this garbage.
Yeah, that's what I always say, Gene. That's not the Columbia Airport. That's definitely the Lexington Airport.
All right, hold on, David. A quick first segment. We'll be back, and you can't be first, but you can be next. 803-799-8255. Groucho's Deli in studio hotline.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
If you've never had genuine Wagyu or here for steaks and burgers, you don't know what you're missing. Time to order the best of the best from HandJCattle.com. These are local farmers in Saluda where tradition meets quality. The best quality beef and a discount for Point listeners. Enter keyword The Point as one word and get 10% off, plus free delivery in Lexington and Richland County orders of $50 or more. It's cooked in season over at HandJCattle.com.
Hey y'all, it's Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We're introducing the Wing and a Prayer Wednesday special. Purchase an order of wings and a drink and get a free gift card for the arcade. We have some of the most mouth-watering jumbo wings like flamethrower hot wings, barbecue wings, teriyaki wings, honey mustard wings, terry hot wings. You can get a half dozen for $9.95 or a dozen for $18.95. Served with celery and choice of dressing. So come join us at Flight Deck Restaurant to enjoy some great jumbo wings and lots of fun in our new and improved arcade. And we at Flight Deck Restaurant thank y'all and God bless.
Still living with outdated floors or carpet that just won't come clean? At Carpet One Columbia, we make it easy to refresh your space with durable hardwoods, luxury vinyl, carpet, and custom area rugs that fit your style. We're locally owned and operated with 2 convenient showrooms, one next to Riverbank Zoo and one in West Columbia. Stop in for a free flooring consultation, no appointment needed. Carpet One, beautiful floors, helping you create a home you love to live in.
And bring our buddy up, Dr. Dave, Profesor de los Ciencias. What's going on there across the river?
Well, Gene, you know, one thing I forgot to mention when I called Kevin Friday, typically I forgot all about this one, but it looks like the only 2 people not involved with Russian collusion were Putin and Trump. They're the only ones not in it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this is huge, and I love and I don't have television. I won't. I do not pay to pump poison into the house if I can help it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only seen things as internet clips and things like that, and they're like, the allegation is no, she gave you the documents. There's no allegation.
Right. Oh, she's got receipts.
Right. The documents demonstrate. Their documents demonstrate, the Obama era documents demonstrate, the Obama documents demonstrate a fraud, demonstrate a conspiracy, demonstrate seditious conspiracy and treason.
Well, I think the treason thing won't stick because you have to be at war with the entity that you've, I guess, helped or whatever like that. That's why I think the
Well, I mean, they helped themselves. So aren't we not at war with them now?
Well, yeah. But I think she might have used that term just to kind of
punch it up a little bit. Punch it up a little bit.
This is not a small thing. This is not jaywalking. This is a major thing. And sedition is a major thing. So it's going to be funny watching this, especially since we have a friend of the show who loves to say something, for example, to Kev, like, hey, if your guy is proven guilty of A, B, and C, should he, be punished for that? So
yeah, no one is above the law, David. No one is above the law.
So if Barry is guilty of this, would that same person say, hey, if he's guilty, man, he's got to go to jail?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we've got the presidential immunity thing. But here's a thing about the conspiracy. As long as the conspiracy continues, it's still active. So if you were the president and you're no longer the president and the conspiracy continues, then that's like you walking out of the street, out of your house, even though you've been a president before, and shooting somebody in the face.
Well, there's two reasons immunity won't work here, because I believe some of this took place when he was not president.
Right.
And
That's
two, immunity means things that you're doing as part of your job. Like the example I would give always when when the Supreme Court ruled any president has this immunity. Of course, liberal media love to paint it as
he could hire SEAL Team 6. SEAL Team 6. He could have them kill his people. He could just call up SEAL Team 6 and say, "Kill my political enemies."
Well, they like to paint it as the Supreme Court ruled only for one president. No, they ruled for everyone in the past and the present and the future that has the same exact immunity. But what it means is from your actual job duties. So, for example, let's say he orders a strike like we did with, like you say, the Black Dorito in Iran, and they go in and they do something horrible as part of that, and it does something, some innocent people are killed or whatnot. Well,
or let's say one of the bombs goes astray and it kills 50,000 people in a little town that's 6 miles away from the target.
Right. So he's immune from that because ordering the airstrike was a part of his duties to knock out Iran's nuclear capability. This is not part of your job duties. Your job duties are not to peddle conspiracy theories and things like that.
Or to undermine the new president and continue to spy on the new president.
Yeah. And, we heard all this bragging from the left about when Obama left.
Scandal-free. Scandal-free.
It was a peaceful transition. They did it the right way and everything like that. And they criticized Trump, how he left it between, because the whole J6 thing and whatnot. Well, apparently Trump was not being allowed certain access to certain things this most recent time, or maybe it was, I think it was this time, was not like in some briefings that he was supposed to be entitled to. So that was not exactly a seamless, peaceful transition of power.
Well, how about this? Trump's weasel, that John Bolton guy, the guy with the stash, the have to have a war on every continent all the time, especially in the Middle East. The warmonger, John Bolton. Goodness. Well, he was national security guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't share that classified memo from John Brennan that Brennan manufactured the Trump-Putin collusion thing. He shelved it. He had access to it, and he hid it away in a place that even Sandy Burglar couldn't get it.
And that reminded me of something different. When are these 51 FBI people, or I guess they were FBI,
and intelligence and former intelligence people?
When are they going to face anything? When are they going to face any punishment for what they did? Well,
that is a good question. I know their security clearances have been revoked.
Yeah.
So that means they can no longer profit on their access to American intelligence. Maybe we need to do a checkup to make sure that they have not, through one of their friends, been getting the information that they used to be somewhat entitled to. Maybe we ought to do an interview. Who have you discussed stuff with? What are you doing? How are you paying your rent?
And even though they're completely wrong about what happened with Colbert as far as being censorship, because like I pointed out, maybe you also, but definitely Kev, if it's censorship, it wouldn't be, hey, you have to stop in 10 months. No,
it'd be
you
click.
stop right now. Like, you're done. Like,
Yeah, it would be
you don't even have a
click.
chance to go in and get your stuff, okay? And plus, well, I mean, they were losing tens of millions of dollars, so that was not censorship. But what was censorship, and Zuckerberg has even admitted to it, is when the Biden White House said, hey, Facebook and also over there Twitter, you got to jump these people off your platforms because they're not towing the company line. That was censorship.
Yeah.
So why can't we drag Joe in for something like that? Because he truly did commit censorship. They're completely wrong when it comes to Colbert.
Right.
But
well, I mean, they're completely wrong about a lot of stuff on purpose. It is deception. Oh, we're going to make this about censorship because did Colbert have a book? Are they banning his book on weird sexual practices aimed at middle schoolers? They always jump to the most extreme thing when they're wrong, and they're largely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But all these censorship-y things that we have to. They say, oh well, I'm sorry, a live action book of sexual stuff is not a reasonable thing to have in a middle school. Just not. But that's censorship. You're burning books.
Yep. So that's all I got right now, Gene. I may call back for the 1 per hour rule, but I will ask if Tim is listening because he's done this thing a couple times. Tell us your proof that Donald Trump did any of these horrible things on Epstein Island. And also, you've done the 34 felonies thing lately. So please, again, I repeat my request. List all 34. I challenge you to do that. I don't think you will. But that's all I got for right now, Gene.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, David. All right. 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. But yeah, it's just wild. And if you watch enough of these independent journalists that are going to these events where they've got a whole bunch of our crazy leftists, they like, okay, so many of my friends are what I would call default liberals. That they have a liberal worldview, but for my people, it's all based in morality. And since we have this power, shouldn't we use it in this way to make the world, to make this community, to make these other things better? Shouldn't we? Now that's an argument that feels good, and they can win most arguments. And I give my lefty friends, the handful of folks listening right now, when you start out and with the premise, in the richest country in the world, no child should go to bed hungry. Hey, I agree with that. And then you can say, in the richest country in the world, no one should have to pay out of their own pocket for health care. I'm like, whoa, that means there's going to be a taking. In the richest country in the world, everyone should be able to have a car. In the richest country in the world, so you just can go down the line. Everyone should have an iPhone. In the richest country in the world, everybody should have high-speed T1 or better internet access at their house. In the richest country in the world, and you can just college should be free in the richest country in the world. And you can always make that compelling heartstring argument. And that's a pretty big bludgeon to whack conservatives that have to pay the bills. Like, well, just on that healthcare thing, if it's free, how much is our federal income tax going to be? How much are you going to roll into our payroll tax? How much are you going to do all this stuff? And so we'll call them the responsible ones. We'll have the counter because they know, he and she and they and them and all the different pronouns you want to get into. they know and understand that someone has to pay for this stuff. But we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
That'd be me.
It is you. What's going on with you in your neck of the woods? This hot 112. All right, hold on, man. Hold on just a moment. You have just a little bit of time. We'll be right back after this whiplash break and some bottom of the hour news. I'm Gene Garris. This is America's Radio Show, and we'll be right back.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Boeing expects more than 3,000 union workers at 3 St. Louis area plants that produce fighter jets to strike after they soundly rejected a proposed contract. Now, the International Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union said the vote by District 837 members is overwhelmingly against the proposed contract. It included a 20% hike in wages over 4 years. United States and the European Union agreeing to a trade deal setting a 15% tariff on most goods. That move eliminates higher import taxes on both sides. President Trump and European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen's private meeting culminated months of serious bargaining. The White House deadline for imposing punishing tariffs on the EU had been set for next Friday. This is SRN News.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet-fed solutions, we handle it all with a team of over 100 dedicated professionals. Locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit proprinters.com. and elevate your printing experience with us.
Hey y'all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven-baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks y'all and God bless.
That's the name of that. Well, hey Moses, this is a band out of Chicago that's out of Hawaii. They're really great. Called Poi Dog Pondering. So what's going on?
How old is that group? I ain't never heard of them.
Oh goodness, they are back from the 1990s. They were big on the college alternative rock music scene way back then.
Oh, I see. Well, here's my thing. I got a bunch of questions.
All right.
Hope it's not too much.
No, they can't be too much.
Okay, let me ask you this question. You familiar with Garris and Morrison?
Say that one more time.
Are you familiar with Garrison and Morrison? Garris Morrison Insurance Agent?
No, not Garris Morrison. I'm my dad was an insurance agent.
Yeah, well, at one point over on Divine Street, there
Right,
was a,
2300 Divine Street. I used to live in that house.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you're Garris, right?
I am a Garris.
Okay, so I know what I'm talking about then.
Oh, yeah, you know a lot of stuff.
The house right on the top of here. As soon as you
Right.
cross over, okay, I think that's past Hyde Street or something
Right,
like that.
it is Divine and Height.
Okay, that's right. I'm right on point then. Okay, now that's the first question. Second question. I hear things people say over the radio that I just don't understand. Because I'll tell you what I did.
Well, Moses, there are a lot of crazy people on the radio. I'm one of them. So if you're a normal person living your life, it's okay.
Well, you can look at me that way too. It all depends on who's looking at me. Okay, but my thing here is this immigrant thing. In my opinion, the way I've seen things, how things are being operated, going all the way back to James Metz, House of Rayford, Chicken Farm, what is it, Leesville, deep off in Lexington, Leesville, Batesburg, okay. All these Mexicans they got over there, I don't know whether they're illegal or legal, but I would think that they're illegal, all right. But my thing here is they're making such a big deal, but at the same time they got all these people tucked off and hid in the woods, getting just about free labor. Can you collaborate on that for me?
Well, no, that's a problem. And if you go to any building site, frequently the guys that are hanging the drywall, the guys that are doing the roofing, I think framing is mostly local folks, but Hispanic people, they can learn and do as much as regular people born in the United States can. And there's a problem, Moses, and that is when you flood the zone with people that are willing to work for less and to work for cash under the table, then it really cuts into the wage, the free market wage of the people that are already here. So it puts a oversupply of discount labor, illegal labor, puts a downward pressure on wages. So when you say, like, my kid's a framer and he's living in a 1-bedroom apartment and with his wife, and she's pregnant and they can't afford to get out of it. Well, that person should probably be making, just do some math and say, well, you would expect wages to increase by 3 to 4% a year. Well, we've had an illegal immigration and negative wage pressure for 30 years. So 4% a year over 30 years, that's big money.
Well, once again, going back to wages, all right? And what the bottom line is, it all comes down to greed, all right?
Or money, or just money.
Well, money, greed, is still the same thing. But either way you look at it, and for me, you see, listen, I've been so involved with the law over some foolishness, it don't matter. I mean, I know I have to watch what I say. It's true. But at the same time, anywhere from these contractors, like over here on Harsh Gravel Road, I've seen some crazy stuff to go down. Look, these guys, well, no, this is on North Brickyard Road. They did a construction. And this was after the flood. They came through and called themselves doing what they needed to do and cleared it up. How about 6 months later, they came back and ripped up the whole road and redid the thing all over again. Now, that didn't make a lick of sense to me.
Hey, it doesn't make any sense to me either. Now, this is a corruption thing. South Carolina used to have some of the best roads in the country because we had lots of graft and corruption, and we would repave things before we needed to. But somehow the big road builders and their government folks have figured out a way to get them paid without actually rebuilding the roads. While I was at Clemson Strom World Tiger University, they repaved a College Avenue 3 times. It was so smooth you could roll a marble down it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But somehow we don't do that anymore. We used to have the graft and corruption, but we got the roads. Now we're not getting the roads, and we're still paying for it.
Well, here's the thing: it's so corrupted. That's all tied into places like construction companies that supply the material to surface the road. Okay, all the way up to the doggone state house. Everybody got their hands in the cook jar. Okay.
Right. And then there's some folks like Hugh Leatherman, who was a concrete magnate. If you're the number one person in the South Carolina Senate and you own a concrete company, and I'm not saying he did this, and I believe that Senator Leatherman believed that he was a patriot, even though I would disagree. But I'm pretty sure that even in his last couple years, that he himself would say, hey, look, if you want something done, you come to me. You come to me and I'll get it done. And he's a problem solver. So a lot of things that seem grafty and corrupt, some of it's about solving the problem.
Well, look, I'm gonna get at you now, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Just like we're talking about the illegal immigrants out in the woods, and then everybody playing games. Now you have to consider this. I remember we was debating about something. You made a comment to me and said, "Well, look, go to Atlanta. Blacks got radio stations, got this, that, and other." That's fine as that.
No, Atlanta is the who's the guy, the Ray Nagin of New Orleans, the mayor of New Orleans, said New Orleans is a chocolate city. No. Atlanta is a successful chocolate city. So there are neighborhoods. No kidding, Moses. There are neighborhoods in Atlanta with the cheapest house in there is like $3 million. And it's all black people. It's all black entrepreneurs. It's all people moving and shaking and doing the work to make things happen.
Well, all of this comes from education, sports, movie stars. All these people, they made that money, so they all decided that Atlanta was the best place for us. Okay, which I understand. Don't get me wrong. And that my thing here, what I was about to say about the radio business, okay? Entertainment, radio. You see, the thing about that is you have to understand. You have to be careful, man, because you sell your soul. Some sell their soul and don't realize it. Some sell their soul in the name of money, which is greed. And I hear it on the radio every single day. Every single day, I say to myself, now why would this comedy even be made? Because what I notice is the narrative, or not necessarily the narrative, put it this way. From morning all the way up to the next day morning, everybody's saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's almost like they're programmed.
That's what I'm going to say.
Because they are.
It is a program. Yeah, it is a program. There's a talk of what call it. Everybody says the same thing and comes down to the computer.
And the same words, Moses, the same exact words. And I'm going to throw you back nationally to remember when George W. Bush had been elected president when he beat Prince Albert Gore Jr. And right before then, when Bush was looking for his vice president, he hired Dick Cheney, Darth Cheney, to go out and find him a competent vice president. And go figure, Dick Cheney said, I'll be your vice president. And they said, oh, well, he's having to do this to add gravitas. Every news station, from Fox News to Say Any to Microsoft NBC to the Consumer News and Business Channel, all the gravitas. Because it was programmed. Now, I'm going to give you the inside thing here. I'm going to share something with you that you might know, but most people don't know. Before there was Twitter, there was a news group called Journo List. And that's where all the reporters, mostly left-wing reporters in the country, coordinated the narratives for their stories. And then once Twitter came along, Twitter became the artificial consensus engine. And how did they start talking about things? Well, problems with the vice president are trending. All right, hold on, Moses. We'll give you a full boat. We'll be right back after this. I'm Gene Garris. This is America's Radio Show. We'll be right back with our friend Moses in just a few.
When your pipes panic, Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning steps right in, fast and friendly. Josh and his team aren't just fixing leaks, they're restoring your peace of mind. This is when you're at your most vulnerable. You got a problem, you need a solution. They're not coming out to upsell you or talk you into something new, this or new that. You'll appreciate their process. They'll tell you what needs to get done and what it'll cost before they ever even bring in their tools to start the work. They're locally owned, which unfortunately is no longer the norm in the Midlands. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning will treat every home like their own. They've done work for me, for my brother, countless numbers of point listeners. Dial 799-2222 or visit franklinplumbing.sc.com and you tell them Kev from The Point sent you. You will experience plumbing that's more than just a fix. It's a solution from people who care about their work and stand by it. When you need them, please don't panic. Just call Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, 799-2222.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia, your premium cigar retailer in South Carolina. We're constantly restocking our favorite brands and always getting new things in for you to try. If you're new in town, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest hangout in town. Come on in and check us out. You're still at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard in the same plaza as the Melting Pot. And if you're new at cigar smoking, one of our friendly staff members can walk you through the humidor and find something you'll like. So stop by Colonial Village in Columbia.
Hi, it's Mary Catherine
and Thomas from Louisiana Purchase, inviting you to start your day sweet with beignets and coffee from 9 to 11.
Treat yourself to lunch at Louisiana Purchase and find one-of-a-kind gifts you won't see anywhere else.
Stop by Cypress Market for gourmet meats, cheeses, fine wines, and ready-to-go items.
Give your weddings, graduations, holidays, and office parties Southern flair with our catering and custom charcuterie.
Visit Louisiana Purchase, your taste of the South, all in one stop.
LouisianaPurchase.com.
Thanks for holding on there, Moses.
Okay, Gary, I got two more questions.
All right,
okay.
And more if you got them. We can talk about anything.
Okay, that's fine. Why is it that most of you guys, radio commentators, none of you guys have experience in the military?
Goodness, I don't think that's true. You know, we've had American front lines of
most of you guys.
Well, gosh, I really think that's sort of a strange thing. You know, we had front lines of freedom every Saturday here on the station, and those people are all military people. And we used to have a program, and with Mr. Kerouac, and he was the guy that ran some disabled American veterans programs, and I think he's a veteran, and so there is that, but there's a lot of great folks. If you went into the military early, like right out of high school, by the time you're like 53, you're retired and you can have a whole nother career. So there probably should be some more radio people that are military people. So I think that's a reasonable thing.
It's all connected. That's why I was trying to tell you when you mentioned about the Atlanta people that's got money. Here's my thing here. For me, like Donald Trump has gone and cut the budget on the NPR. I don't know much about NPR.
Okay, well I'll give you a hint. So this station that I'm standing on right now, I'm in the big studio. somebody has to pay to keep the lights on. Somebody has to pay to keep the equipment up. Somebody has to pay all these different things. Well, every station is that way, except with NPR and PBS. The person that pays is you and me, whether or not we use it or not. Now here, everything is pay to play. Every time you hear an advertisement, every time you hear a comment, that person has said, hey, Kevin Cohen has assembled this great group of people. I want to reach them, so I'm willing to become a sponsor of a program, a sponsor of a day. I'm going to buy 100 spots a month to get connection with Kevin Cohen's audience. And so the difference is, on one hand, it's all voluntary. It grows the economy. It makes everything better. Everybody wins. And if they don't, the thing fails, right? And then the other part is taxation is what's keeping these government broadcasting afloat. And
here's now. I'm going to compare that to two things.
Okay.
I'm going to compare the Social Security disability.
Okay.
People that can't go out and go to work, right? They have to be taken care of some kind of way. So Social Security kicks in whatever they kick in, for whatever. All right. Now, on the same token, locally in Richland County, DSS, food stamps, and some assistance for whatever for people that can't afford to do it.
Yeah, I think food stamps is a Department of Agricultural program. I think that's a federal program that's administered by the states.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, here's my point. My point is, if you guys got guys that's paying into the system to make sure that the message is get out or whatever the case may be, that's fine. Don't get me wrong, okay? But if you got on the other side, nobody has the money to be able to support it, right? So, all right, there's the edge. Because like I say, you turn the radio 8 o'clock in the morning, and all you get is the same narrative. Everybody talking the same thing to 8 o'clock the next morning. You got a lot of people get robbed of their common sense on a day-to-day basis. So if people don't pay attention to what they're doing, they're biting into the narrative, even if it's a lie.
Well, how about this, Moses? That's why it's called programming. They are programming you into an artificial reality. And they can talk up the economy and make people feel like things are good. And people make decisions going like, well, I feel that things are pretty good, that we're on a good track now. I'm going to splurge and buy that car that we've needed for 2 years, but we hadn't been able to do it. Or you can talk down the economy and say, oh, we're right on the precipice. We've got this is about to happen and this is about to happen. It might never happen, but you can talk down the economy. So you and me, I'm a consumer too, we're both being programmed.
One way or the other.
Well, and I'll give you some other stuff too. So, and this is so for 3 years while I was at Clemson Strom World Tiger University, I took the New York Times, and 5 days a week, I didn't get it on Saturday or Sunday because I had to be on campus to get it. I read the New York Times, and I was still a TV guy way back then, and all the news, all the national news basically was programmed by that day's New York Times. And all the big stories in the country, and I'll tell you about a local television station here too. All the big stories in the country, they went to the New York Times to say, what's important? What do the people need to know? Well, there's a lot of stuff going. We could talk about babies, and we could talk about medical miracles, and we could talk about really positive things and the greatest things in the world that are happening at Columbia hospitals and Columbia sports teams and all that. We could do it, but that doesn't hold the audience like all the bad stuff. So that's why we get all the bad stuff. Now, I was on a local television station ages ago on the morning program. And I got there really early because I was going to be on in the 6 o'clock hour. So I got there about 3:50 in the morning. And a buddy of mine was the meteorologist, and a friend of mine was the producer of the program. And so they showed me how it all worked. And in one of their prep areas was a bank of televisions with the closed captioning on so you could see the words. And it was other news stations. So they were using other news stations to program what was on their news station.
Okay, I think I remember that.
So that's a thing.
Okay, I'm talking about. I think I remember you being on TV now to talk about it.
Well, it was only once or twice, but that's I'm not pretty enough to be on television. I'm pretty enough to be on British television, but not American television. But yeah, it's wild that that even those people and let's Kevin has a journalism degree. He is a professional journalist. Yeah. He knows the ins and outs and the ethical standards and all the things about how it's supposed to be. But he's honest and he's a plain dealer. And if he says, I think this, he thinks that. He's not.
He's got the science of it down. Because he's very influential. And he has all the tools that he acquired from going to school,
right?
And he uses them great.
This forever. Is there somebody his age in Columbia or in the Midlands that's done this as long as he has? I don't think so.
I can't think of.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's run to this last question here. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna two questions.
Okay.
Isn't it strange that first Turkey, who's that Turkey and Palestine, Pakistan, was in the conflict for a few weeks, I suppose. Right?
Well, I think it was India and Pakistan.
Yeah, India and Pakistan.
Now here's before we get into that too much, in the early 90s. It's rumored that there was actually a nuclear exchange of two sets of nuclear artillery shells across the border to each other. And India's largest country on the planet, population-wise, about 1.7 billion people, and Pakistan used to be part of India. So there's a lot of fight there between them. And so that Trump was able to stop that war by a phone call. You're like, Daddy's back.
Yeah, but hold up, though. Let's talk about what's behind the scene of that.
Okay.
And what I mean by let's bring in the terrorists.
Okay.
All right. Now, you see, don't get me wrong. I don't trust no politician. I'm telling you.
And
right
you
now.
shouldn't. And you shouldn't.
I don't trust no politician. I don't trust nobody that's tied in or affiliated with them because there's too much involved.
All right, well, that's me, but I've worked for some of these politicians, and I don't trust what they think.
Well, see, here's my point. My point here is Donald Trump, to me, is a bully.
And you are correct. He is. He's a bully.
He bullies to get things done. All right, so now, I'm just listening to the great deal that he made with the UK, with UK on the terrorists. I was like, that's a real good deal. But then if you think about other deals, he's trying to take something from these other countries. I think it may have something to do with the same thing I was trying to tell you. The less that you have, the more advantage people get to take of it. Okay? So what I'm saying here, all right, it's so funny that that he was able to influence India and Pakistan to stop that war in such a short period.
And remember Rwanda and Congo within a week. Yeah. He did that one too.
Yeah, but see, that's my whole point. And then here recently, you got Indonesia and Cambodia.
All right, hold on, Moses. We're going to take a quick top of the hour break. We'll be back. I'll do a little bit of an intro, and we'll come right back to you. I'm Gene Garris, America's Radio Show. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust, and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from The Point. Pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. United States and the EU announcing a trade framework after a meeting in Scotland between President Trump and European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen. That agreement comes before a Trump administration deadline to impose tariffs that would have happened next Friday. Your bank account might benefit from the president's tariff policies.
President Trump says he's thinking about using some of the tens of billions of dollars of tariff revenue the U.S. is gathering to provide rebates to Americans. He told reporters before leaving for Scotland that the big thing is paying down the debt, but added, quote, a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice.
That is correspondent Ken Lorman reporting. Now, U.S. Treasury data shows the country took in $64 billion in the second quarter. That is dramatically more than the Biden administration took in the second quarter of last year. Also at townhall.com, violence in Syria pitting the Islamist-led government against members of the Druze community. And that's put a spotlight on the small but very influential minority. Straddling Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Israel, and the Golan Heights, the Druze occupy a very special niche in the region's complex politics. Author and historian Michael Orn tells the Salem Radio Network about the complex history between Israel and Druze.
There's still issues of which we have yet to address, of inequality between Druze villages and Jewish villages. We have to address that in the future, but we have this commitment. And just because the British and the French came along about 100 years ago and drew borders across the Middle East doesn't mean that Druze living in Israel do not have close family members living in Syria. They do.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Summer is all about making great memories. Boy, I love getting out on the boat. I admit that one of my little joys in life is to get on a boat and ride around on Tampa Bay. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. Here's a thought. Try Relief Factor. Let's see if we can get you out of pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made of natural ingredients. The best part of all, Relief Factor never masks the pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's doing what I do, whether it's kayaking on a lake, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in the hammock with a good book, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer and make some amazing memories, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. The number again, 1-800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
A promising new drug to prevent HIV is moving toward authorization in Europe. Here's correspondent Jennifer King.
European drug regulators have given a green light to lenacapavir, Gilead Sciences' twice-yearly injectable drug to prevent HIV. The European Medicines Agency said the drug is highly effective and of major public health interest. Last year's study suggested the drug is close to 100% effective in stopping transmission. In the U.S., it's been authorized by the FDA back in June. The executive director of the UN AIDS agency has said the drug could change the trajectory of the HIV epidemic if it is made available to everyone who needs it. I'm Jennifer King.
Well, Thai and Cambodian leaders set to meet Monday in Malaysia to discuss ending hostilities. This follows pressure from President Trump to resolve the deadly border dispute. That conflict, now on a fourth day, has left nearly 40 people dead. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Well, some Americans are showing a more favorable view of the Supreme Court since the Roe versus Wade decision. Here's Here's correspondent Mike Hempen.
A survey from the Associated Press Newark Center for Public Affairs Research shows about a third of U.S. adults have hardly any confidence at all in the court. That's down from 43% 3 years ago. About half of Americans have some confidence in the court, up from 39% in July 2022. It's mainly Republicans and independents who are responsible for the increased confidence. But even among Democrats, the percentage saying they have low confidence in the high court has dropped from 2022. Mike Hempen, Washington.
Passengers had to evacuate a smoking American Airlines jet in Denver yesterday using an emergency slide. Officials say there were several minor injuries. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What's better than getting the best Wagyu and Hereford beef anywhere in these parts and getting it delivered to your door? How about knowing you're still supporting local farmers in Saluda over at H&J Cattle, where tradition meets quality? Visit HandJCattle.com. Place your order for $50 or more, get free delivery in Richland or Lexington County. Plus, Point listeners get 10% off your order. Enter keyword The Point as one word for your discount. HandJCattle.com.
Are you looking for a luxurious way to pamper yourself? Look no further than Sunrise Artisan Bath & Body. Our plant-based soaps and lotions are designed to provide you with the ultimate experience. Our products are natural and nourishing, leaving you feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So go ahead, treat yourself with Sunrise Artisan, which is more than a bath, it's an experience. Sunrise Artisan, located at 710 Saluda Avenue in 5 Points, or online at sunrisebath.com. Sunrise Artisan.
Press that button, Home Stew.
Bring that down and bring our friend Moses back up. And you're back.
Okay. Now, finish it off what we was talking about with the terrorists and these little small countries, poor countries. And we see Donald Trump's the type guy like, look, I'm the president of the United States and I got all this power here. And you either do what I say or else. Okay. And
hey, guess what? Guess what, Moses? You're 100% right. And I'm going to kick the ball into the NATO side of the field. Our best ally, the United Kingdom, has 2 aircraft carriers. And they're not our super carrier type aircraft carriers. They got a ramp on the front because they fly those jump jets. They have 2. We have 11. France has 1. Germany has 0. So when we say, oh, well, we're going to use our NATO partners. No, our NATO partners all got trained at Fort Jackson. Our NATO partners have wear a cap that says U.S. Navy on it. Our NATO partners are American kids flying American things. It's all us. Now we pretend, and I've been to some of these places. I've been to England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Have been to Germany, but only through the airport probably going to France in the next 12 calendar months. But there's no comparison. And somehow, as an American, and I'm one of these ugly Americans, we have this idea that they're like us. No, they're not. You can take Texas and pick Texas up and put it on top of all of Western Europe, and it covers it. We are different. We are bigger. We are richer. We have opportunity. And 70% of our land in the Western states is owned by the federal government. So it's not even being utilized. So it's different. So now we've got a guy that said, all right, well, give me our assets and give us our what we can do. And Trump goes, all right, nobody's even close to us. We are actually the only superpower. Nobody has what we have. Nobody can touch us, all these other things. And he's like, well, I'm going to take this power that we have, instead of us getting abused all the time, instead of us taking it on the chin, bowing down to all these potentates and sheiks and sheikhs and people just to get some black gold out of the sand. Well, I'm going to make America better. I'm going to use American power to make the lives of Americans better. And I'm sort of cool with that.
Well, on one hand, that's good. On the other hand, it's not quite so good. Because in the end of the day, the United States rule the world. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the truth. But we've been pretending like for 30 years, all my lifetime, 50 years, that's not the case. Oh, we have to work with our coalition partners. But it's always been us since we defeated the Empire of Japan and fascist Italy and the Nazi death machine. It's all been us.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you say that Israel is the gateway to the Middle East?
No. Israel is our problematic friend.
Yeah,
Israel is like having a little brother that gets into skirmishes with the other neighborhood kids, and then you, as the big brother, have to go solve the problem. We're the big brother.
The reason why I said that is, okay, and I understand it, but they call Israel the little devil, and they call
us the big devil. Yes, okay, they pull us into problems we didn't have to be in.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the United States benefits from being there for Israel the way they have been. That's why I said I thought it was the gateway to the Middle East. Okay, so but either way, now I'm gonna leave that. Let's do this. I don't want to sound bad, okay, but the Epstein case.
Yeah, it's a horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I said to you earlier, I don't trust no politician.
And you shouldn't.
I've been led for myself, not what somebody said to me. I've been led for myself to listen and to look at things for myself and see how things are going. When it comes down to it, in the end of the day, I have to rely on God and what the ability that He gave me to do what I need to do to get from point A to point B.
Well, Moses, if you want an honest friend, get a dog.
Well, I've had that too.
That's just the way it works.
It is. I agree with you. I agree. Well, certain people, it all depends too. Now, you have to separate the line there, because you have some people that like dogs. You got some people that don't like dogs, and then you have to intertwine with all these people. So,
and those people that don't like dogs are wrong.
Okay. Well, listen. Going back to the Epstein case, right? And look at this, man. The bandwagon, once again, the radio talk show thing. The first thing that comes out that people don't agree with Trump, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. Instead of sitting around waiting and let everything develop and play itself out, okay, through the justice system. So everybody's already ahead of the game. It's a witch hunt. It's this. It's that. Now, 12 years down the road, almost 10 years, whatever, down the road. Okay, now I have to give Obama credit because I don't want to sound racist, but being a black man, the whole office for 8 years without any scandal. Okay, But believe me, they've been looking. They've been looking, but they couldn't find.
What you haven't heard about what happened last week?
No. I said no, it's not. I said 12 years later.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking about while he was in the office. While he was in office.
Right. But gosh, we've had a dead fish for president for 4 years, and the national media kept on propping him up. Joe Scarborough, he's the sharpest he's ever been. I'm like, man, he must have been a corpse before then.
Well, this weekend at Bernie's. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Nancy Pelosi, the same way, except she's evil enough that it pulls her across the line.
Well, the devil has all kind of ways that he do things. Okay. Either way, what I'm saying here.
All right. One more time. Hold on, Moses. We'll let you finish at the beginning of the next segment, and we'll bring our next caller on. And you can't be first, but you can be next. 803-799-8255.
Palmetto State Armory is on a mission of making freedom available to all Americans. And with retail stores across South Carolina and a fully stocked online shop, we're delivering freedom coast to coast. PSA is an American-made and veteran-owned firearms company built for those who believe in the Second Amendment and the strength of self-reliance. From suppressors, firearms, ammo, and accessories to fishing gear and apparel, we're more than a gun company. We're a movement. Visit us in store or online at PalmettoStateArmory.com. Palmetto State Armory, American-made for life.
Hi, we're Glenn and Melanie Matthews, your neighborhood partners from Modern Exterminating. Since 1955, we've shielded your homes from unwanted guests.
Corporate giants, door knockers, startups.
No competition for our 3 generations of trust and expertise in pest control.
Choose local, choose family, choose peace of mind.
Experience the Modern Exterminating difference. Call 803-765-2315 or visit pestfreesc.com today.
We are Modern Exterminating. It's your home and it's our mission.
The Point is teaming up with our friends at Americans for Prosperity, South Carolina, for one big, beautiful party. Join us at Flight Deck Restaurant in Lexington, Friday, August the 8th, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. We'll do the afternoon drive live. And how about this? The food is on us. It's AFP and the Point's way of saying, hey, thanks for always supporting important causes, calling your elected officials, caring about local issues. Friday, August the 8th, Flight Deck. Come by and celebrate one big, beautiful party. We'll see you there.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
All right, quick change, music down, and Moses up.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to leave it alone. All right. You know, for every situation that Donald Trump gets himself in, he'll come up with something to distract what's really going on.
Well, this is you are 100% right in that. And the big change in these 7 months now, almost 7 months, is that instead of doing one thing a day and letting the lefty media get on it and beat you to death with it, he does 5 things a day, and the media can't figure out what to cover and to target him with, so they can't do it. They figured out the code.
He got smart.
Yeah,
because
he did.
He's always wanted to tear down everything that Obama has created. Okay, that was his mission from day one. Okay, so now, and he always knew, just like all the rest of these guys with their names on that list, whatever the case might be, he always knew that this day was going to come. But he had to also have a prop so that when it comes down, he had to find a way to get the attention focused over on the other side while he whipped some dirty stuff out to get away. Okay? And that's all I've seen throughout his whole campaign.
Well, it's going to. Well, how about this? If the money keeps on coming in and the country is safe and secure, and we don't have to. Everybody in the country is pulling the wagon instead of riding in the wagon. I'm all for it. And if that means taking NPR and I don't want to defund NPR. I want to sell the frequencies. So friends like my buddy Kevin Cohen, so he can own a station outright. So people like you, Moses, get a bunch of your friends together so you can buy the frequency and run a station.
That would be a good idea.
I think so. So sell the frequencies and put the money against the debt.
I had never thought about that, but that's not a bad idea at all.
But just remember, the government is your competitor. That's how this works. The government is competing with you. They're taking dollars out of the economy that you can't borrow to start a business.
Well, it all started from taxes. When they figured out how successful they was to control people's income through taxes, okay.
Yeah, we had to pass a constitutional amendment. My grandfather was older than federal income tax. 1913 is when it started. 1913 is when we got federal income tax. Before, it was illegal. They had to pass a constitutional amendment to allow them to tax your income, and now you can't get them out of your pocket.
That's right. That's right. And that's with anything else. And then they said all these codes. There's the local government, the federal government. They set these certain codes to be able to compete with them. If you ain't got the money to do what you need to do, guess what? You ain't going to move. Okay? That's bottom line. But anyway, Mr. Garris, I appreciate all this time. As long as I'm
Hey, very good, Moses. You're always welcome, and we'll catch you on the flip side. And we're going to jump right to our next caller. And oops, there we go. Hey, caller, how are you?
How's it going?
Hey, it's Tim, the leader of Trump-nomacy. So what's going on in your neck of the woods, Super Tim?
Yeah, I heard a conversation with Moses. There's no way you can really have that for people to own a frequency because theoretically, because there's only finite amount of frequencies,
right?
And
so that makes it more important that there's only a finite of spectrum available. That makes it more important. Why is the government competing with you, Tim? Why is the government competing with me? Those frequencies should be open on the open market. So Tim can have a radio station, and Gene can have a radio station, and Oprah can have a radio. Everybody can have a radio station on the internet.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, it's not competing. The government is regulating.
Right. That's so if they take it and pick winners and losers, that means that you and me are going to be the losers. I don't like that.
Well, what does it mean? Theoretically, an equivalent of the robber baron, like Jeff Bezos or the super, tycoon.
Yeah, he owns what? He owns the Washington. Is it Post or Examiner? I think he owns the Washington Post, and then neocon demon Bill Kristol owns the Washington Examiner. And I think Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, who helped build Amazon, so she's one of these billionaire divorced women that actually participated in building the business and probably was a big part of it. She owns the Atlantic magazine. And Carlos Slim, a billionaire leftist telecommunications guy from Mexico, essentially owns the New York Times. And so we can go all through all these things. And Tim, I want you to have a seat at the table. I want you to be able to make some content. I want you to be able to push it out over the airwaves. I want to hear you on the radio.
Well, yeah, I can. I can, but like I said.
No, you can't because prime frequencies are always gobbled up by the government.
What if somebody bought up all the internet high-profile domains,
Well, all the good ones are gone. They're already gone.
Yeah, I got one a long time ago,
I got a couple.
But, yeah, back in 2000. That's in 2000, so, nobody can get one like that now. But it's going up value every year. But anyways, so something theoretically, someone could, just buy auto.com. Just buy the domain.com. Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's like that. Someone buy the domain.com.
Right, except
.net.
And .org and .edu and .gov, .mil is probably hard to get. But you look at these stuff. Does our government have the right to compete against you? And I say they don't have the legitimacy to do it, but they are doing it. So Again, don't just defund them, but sell the frequencies. Make the cost of starting a radio station cheaper by increasing the supply of radio station frequencies.
Well, Dr. Gene, at one time in this country, back in the very beginning, in progress, the country did have a common goal for the betterment, a common good for mankind. So all those regulating frequencies was for good reason.
Well, how about this, Tim? Just like rural electrification. Rural electrification is a loser. It costs a lot more money to run electric lines out into the rural places in America than you can ever get back. But running the electric lines drastically changes the lives of everybody that we can do. So, if you say today, now that everything's wired up, if you said today we should do that again, I think a reasonable argument is no, we already got it covered. And the same thing with government radio and government television broadcasting. There was a time when there were no educational programs available. There was a time where there were no public service programs available. And that time has passed.
Well,
and
no, not really. No, not really.
Yeah.
There's still very few real high quality educational radio programs. Most of the crap is that that love thing, what is that? All that I can't remember the name of it. It's just flowery crap,
classical music. It's music for rich people. Why am I why am I supporting rich people music? From the conning tower, the USS Yorktown in Charleston Harbor. Now we're going to listen to some more music that isn't commercially viable. And then we're going to pepper it with a whole bunch of left-wing things. I mean, it's music for insomniacs and all their hosts. Same deal.
But you define it as left-wing as could be progressive, but
yeah, those are worse. The progressives are worse than the left-wing. I understand. My leftist friends are like, we believe in free speech. We believe in equal opportunity. We believe in removing obstacles to human expression. We believe in this. We believe in this. We believe in not having aggressive warfare standing. It sounds like me. We agree that, all these different things. So the left has a great history of doing the right thing. But these new lefty people, they are insane.
Yeah, well, the same as Republicans or conservatives. Both sides have nuts that have hijacked both sides.
Yeah, but the conservative nuts are like, we want you to go to church. That would be good for you. Yeah, that would be good. We don't want you to kill babies anymore. That would be good for you. Yeah, killing babies is bad. You just go through the litany.
Yeah, that's true too. But the conservative nuts are trying to outdo the government, trying to talk about separation of the competing from the union, all that crap. That's what I'm talking about. Those guys. I ain't talking about the anti-abortion people, which I agree with, or the anti-trans.
Yeah, you know why you agree with them? Because you're a smart guy, and they're right, and you're right.
Well, I'm head of the Democratic Party, so that's why.
You are. You say that again?
I'm head of the Democratic Party.
The Democratic, yeah. I didn't hear that exactly right, but yeah. So you know what's right. You know what's right, and you know what's wrong, and more importantly than that, you know the difference.
Well, that's really the reason I tell people. That's the real reason why Donald Trump won, because the radical left stuff was so crazy that made Donald Trump look normal.
The crazy, yeah, that's right. He looks like the reasonable guy, and he's saying stuff like, "I'm going to make America strong again. I'm going to make America safe again." He's not saying I'm going to make America moral again. And what do our left and right politicians, what do they always talk about? What we need to concentrate on are these quality of life issues. That's what we need to talk about. We need to talk about and improve the quality of life issues here in Richland County, here in Lexington County, here in Casey, here in Columbia, here in Forest Acres, here in all these places. Quality of life. Well, that's so you had one thing is that, oh, we need to cut off people's bits and bobs and do this and as fourth graders.
Exactly.
And
That's
then the other guys go like, I want to make America safe. Okay, I want to make America safe, and we want to do this, and we want to do this, and we hate these people. And I'm going to make America. We're going to have 1,000 ship navy, and we'll be unopposable, and that will ensure peace in the world. I like that more than I like the crazy stuff that other people are talking about.
Well, not for neocolonialism, but
how about this?
But,
how crazy do you have to be in your outward political desires to make Donald Trump look normal? All right, hold on, Tim. We'll be right back. Hold on. We'll be right back. Gene Garris, 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Daily in-studio hotline. Tim's on now, but you could be next.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Thai and Cambodian leaders will meet in the morning in Malaysia to discuss ending their hostilities. This follows pressure from President Trump over the weekend to resolve the deadly border dispute. Conflict now on the fourth day has left at least 40 people dead, many of them civilians. United States and the European Union agreeing to that trade deal, setting a 15% tariff on most goods. The move eliminates higher import taxes on both sides. Boeing expects more than 3,000 union workers at 3 area plants in St. Louis. They produce fighter jets to go on strike after they rejected a proposed deal. The International Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union said the vote from District 837 members was overwhelmingly against the contract. This is SRN News.
Hey, honey, I just picked up your dad's meds at True Pharmacy.
Great. I hate that he can't read the small print on the bottles anymore.
No worries. John put on new Script Talk labels.
What's that?
It's a special label on your dad's prescription bottles that comes with a little listening device. And when he puts the bottle on it, the device reads the whole prescription label out loud.
Wow. How much does that cost?
That's the best part. Script Talk is free. True Pharmacy, the pharmacy that truly cares. Come see us at our new location at 623 Beltline Boulevard or Triangle Pharmacy in West Columbia.
Are you looking for free checking and free savings? Dave Ramsey here, telling you to go see my friends at Palmetto Citizens Federal Credit Union. They're not a mega bank that's so big they lose the ability to treat you like a human being. At Palmetto Citizens, you're not just a number, you're a member. Join today at any of their 14 locations or at palmettocitizens.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
They lied to you about policies. They lied to you about services. They lied to you about
Never do that, Tim. And even though that was recorded like 2 years plus ago, looks like everything that in that little spot is 100% correct today, isn't it?
No, not really.
What's something that's not true about it? Did they not lie about where the virus came from? Yeah, they did.
It's more complicated. Well, it's more complicated than that, and the enumeration process they use there, that kind of conditions anybody hearing that wow, okay, but I'm saying you need to open the whole onion. I'm saying you need to peel the whole onion and see the whole entire truth.
Right, just layers and layers of fraud and manipulation. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
now say, could you trust the people that a lot of folks have these physicians in their lives? Can you trust somebody that towed the line? Can you trust somebody that maybe led one of your family members or all of your family members down the primrose path? What? Well, what if your kid is a soccer star and has a heart attack at 15 on the field? That's happening.
Okay, well, like I said, there's more. It's more complicated than that. I mean, there could be other factors. So just to sort of lay out there, a general blanket over everything. Everything got to be reviewed systematically. And
yeah, we're really good at doing reviews of our own mismanagement, aren't we?
Well,
just the other day I said, that policeman beat up that guy. So we sent him over to internal affairs, and the internal affairs guy said, yeah, we looked into our buddy's problems, and we said he's okay. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody else that does that in the world? Well, we examined ourselves and think that we did a good job.
Wait, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, we looked into it really hard. It's like, Tim, HR wants to talk to you. And Tim says, well, HR, I've been talking to my work group, and we've already decided that Tim was correct. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. But as I was saying earlier, regarding how Trump got in office, because
no, he made a better argument, and the other side was brain dead or cackling drunk. The other side, Tim Waltz, Tampon Tim Walsey, who has jazz hands, lied about carrying a weapon in combat, lied about being in Tiananmen Square when they murdered 1,000 people, lied about all these different things. He's an honor thief. But he was the only. He had to be so incompetent as not to upstage Kamal Lama Ding Dong.
Yeah, actually, but the thing with him not carrying a firearm in the military. I mean,
in combat, in war. No, he didn't. He never served in a war zone. He never carried a rifle in wartime.
He served in the military, but
National Guard.
Saying,
and that's fine.
Well, he still served.
Right.
He still served. That's honorable. Actually,
until you lie about it. Until you lie about it. Just like John effing Kerry, who reimagined and performed. He performed with a high 8 video camera, or whatever, 8mm, whatever they were way back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
Not everybody needs to be Rambo. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you don't need to catch your stuff on film after it happened to show the people back home what a great soldier you are.
Well, look, Vietnam was a very bad.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
So anybody that was there, should be cut some slack unless you were a war criminal there, But let's get back to what I was saying, that the reason Donald Trump won because 1% of the population tricked the majority of people that if you're not on board of
how about this, Tim? Of the people that were available to elect, he was the most reasonable person to elect to the American people.
Yeah, that's true, because most Americans know deep down inside that it's not normal to have a boy on a girl's soccer team, or a boy on a girl's
No, Americans understand fundamental fairness. And with that Riley Gaines girl at the University of Kentucky, Americans see that Leah Thomas, whatever his name is, see that, see that,
she was yeah,
and it goes, whoa, that's not fair. That's not fair.
When they grow a lot of games on, it's worse than what no. She described the conditions where he's actually in the shower room, but naked.
With his with his stuff hanging out.
And, and he had a natural reaction. You know what I'm talking about, right? That happened. Yeah.
Oh no, I did not know about the natural reaction part. I didn't know he was had a place to hang his keys. But that's unacceptable. And what should have happened is Riley's dad and her uncle and the other important members of the families involved in the swimming team at the University of Kentucky should have paid him a visit and should have said, "You're not going to do this here ever again."
Yeah, it's right. King clock.
Well, no, I'm serious. If if you have a daughter and you get suckered into going to a place like Target and you're waiting for your daughter to come out of the bathroom and somebody that's not a woman by your expectation follows your daughter in, you might be the next person going into that thing because you have more than a statutory obligation to protect your children.
I agree. And I'm trying to understand where all this force is coming from with the left side. I mean,
it's demonic.
The whole
They're
party,
demons.
The whole Democrat on board.
Demons
the whole Democrat
exist.
The whole Democrat Party's on board. Every last one of them. And that's I can't understand hard comprehend that.
Well, look, William Jefferson Blythe Clinton and Prince Albert Gore Jr. were both pro-life. Jesse Jackson was pro-life. All these paragons of the Democrats until they ran nationally, and then the money out of California and the demons out of California and out of New York and on the coast, the coastal elite communists said, "Well, we're going to stop you unless you change on that," and they changed on it.
You know, the possible truth to that because a lot of people don't remember, but Obama was actually against same-sex marriage at one time. When he ran the first time. And then he appointed Justice Kagan he appointed Justice Kagan to Solicitor General. And then when it was her turn as a lesbian woman to defend. Oh, I know that.
She's a softball player. And that's okay. She has a right to be a softball player. But it's probably a mistake to have her as Solicitor General, being the lawyer for the United States, to be put in the place to poorly defend the Defense of Marriage Act. And that's how we got here. We got sandbagged.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yeah, it is messed up. And that doesn't exonerate the people on the right, but that's one thing on the left we could definitely point to and agree about.
Yeah, that's true. And as a matter of fact, Governor, I think the law in California that if your kid came out at school as opposite sex, you by law gotta. Isn't that true? By law, you gotta start give them
Well, I think you can be separated from your children if you don't support the transition.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta start giving hormone therapy, all that kind of stuff. From what I understand.
Yep, and if you're a fully formed adult and are not do not have a problem with your brain or anything, you don't have emotional problems or psychiatric problems, and you want to do it, and you can afford it, you're a fully formed adult. I almost don't have a right to be upset about what you as an individual choose for your life.
Well, that's true. If you want to do it for yourself, that's one thing. But I don't care about that. I still think that a man wakes up in the morning and puts on a panties and bra, girdle on, and stockings. I think it's a fruitcake. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, how about this? Maybe it's all these variants, except for the chemical castrations and all the surgery stuff. All that has existed for a long time. but it was never a threat until they went after our kids.
We're trying to normalize it now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a problem. We're trying to treat it like there's such thing as a third sex. So like God has made it, male and female. All right, here we go, y'all. It's a third sex. And, I just can't believe they're pushing that. Like God really made a whole group of people that can't reproduce.
Well, do you know what? Well, here, since you understand these things, I'm going to give you help you cut the corner. The reason that the left is so anti-religious is their religion is, I am the God. You can't tell me what to do. I am the God. You can't tell me what to do with my body. If I want to kill it, I'll kill it.
Yeah, you're right. My body, my choice. Nonsense.
That's what's the one thing you can't talk about with those people? Morality. Because morality, so every time you hear them kvetch and everything else, just say to yourself, they think they are a god. You can't control me. All right, hold on, Tim. We'll take a quick break and be right back and let you finish up. I'm Gene Garris, 803-799-8255, Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Sweet from Sweet Comfort Services HVAC. We're locally owned and operated, which really helps keep pricing reasonable. With lower overhead and more accountability, we stand by the systems we install, our repairs, and our parts. Most nationally owned companies know they have plenty of work this time of year when it's really hot. We'll treat you great no matter what time of year it is. Call Sweet Comfort Services HVAC at 803-331-8143. That's 803-331-8143.
How does a car repair shop last in business for over 50 years like Sudeth Automotive? By providing affordable, reliable, and honest auto repair. But if you ask them, they'll tell you it's their loyal customers who come back time and time again to entrust them with their car repairs, well-trained technicians, service packages, and monthly specials. Isn't it time you become a customer? Call or come by at 1410 North Millwood Avenue or make an appointment at SudethAuto.com.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet-fed solutions, we handle it all with a team of over 100 dedicated professionals. Locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit proprinters.com and elevate your printing experience with us.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls, and for most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
Punishing, slightly punishing, but not too punishing.
Yeah, no problem. I was thinking about I watched a program this morning, and it's something I didn't know. I know there was an abortion pill.
Yeah, Now we got a guy, and I think he's in Texas, who lost 2 of his kids through chemical remote abortion from a California doctor who filled that prescription in California and mailed it to his girlfriend, and he lost 2 kids because of it. And so evidently it's moving through the Texas court system, so we'll see.
Okay, wow, that's bad. But I heard that also they have, I know this before. They actually got a pill you can take after that, immediately after that,
to stop it.
You
Yeah, you can reverse it.
I know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all hormonal stuff. So if you have a hormone that's given to somebody, and you have an antagonist hormone that can give it, you just give them twice as much or some degree more, and then it counteracts the action. Yeah, this stuff is horrible.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool that they can reverse it,
But only in the the same day or the same 16 hours or say 25 hours or something. It's But it's it's also been used as sort of like a after the fact date rape drug, where people that are trying to get out of relationships and have conceived a kid, that the a bad actor will poison the woman surreptitiously, feeding her those hormones.
Now, I don't agree if here's the main thing that separate the scientists as far as the abortion thing goes. I don't accept abortion under any circumstances, rape or incest.
I think you and David the scientist are on the same page.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought he was against abortion, but except for rape or incest.
Oh, I think he's probably pro-life all the way around. So if a guy breaks into your house with his son and steals a whole bunch of your stuff, but you're there and you start to fight with him and he runs away, but leaves his son in your house that he broke into, you don't get to kill his son.
Okay, we're good.
No, you don't get to kill the innocent person. It wasn't his fault.
Big analogy. Big analogy.
He's still in a car seat. Why would you do that? But
I'm gonna start using that.
But how about this? Even if it's not God's will, my position. Even all these, even if it's different, right? I think we're better people when we value life.
Yeah.
I think we're a better society when we value life. I think one of the reasons that we have so much crime in different communities, hyper-violent crime, is because that kid growing up knows that the only reason he exists is because his mom or his mom's boyfriend couldn't afford the abortion. So if that's the only reason you're on the planet, then forcing somebody else off the planet isn't that big a deal, is it? Oh, it's just chance. Yeah. Oh, you got a bad bounce. I'm sorry. I needed that money.
Yeah, very good point there. And I just get outraged when I hear the left radicals trying to simplify.
No, they're demons. They're demons. That type of stuff is demonic. I mean, that's not.
I think so. Because they fight to the death. About that. A woman right to choose my body. And they fight all day, all night long.
Well, how about this, Tim? And you might disagree with me on this, and that's okay. But the greatest positive thing about COVID was that it ended the my body, my choice legitimacy. Because the same people that always use that, they said, no, you're going to lose your job. We're going to put you you are not going to be entitled to hospital services. We're going to lock you in your house. You don't deserve to be part of society because you didn't take the thing. You'll be compelled. We'll send soldiers to your house to vaccinate you. But it's my body, my choice. Not in this case. And when people are so intellectually dishonest, you just these people are a joke. These people are a joke. This isn't real. It's a joke. Yeah, it's good to be consistent.
I'm consistent at that. I still say that. I agree. I always said that. I said if people use that my body, my choice argument, you cannot argue with anti vaccine, COVID vaccine people.
But
they don't have an argument.
But man, that my body, my choice was the greatest argument. That was a great argument. That worked hard to get around that one. It was a great argument, and they gave it up because they would rather have the state force something into you, which seems sort of rapey, than to let you continue unmolested.
Well, I do so, but I still have a civil, social, responsibility order philosophy about it. like even Benjamin Franklin regretted like giving his kid a vaccine when his son died. You know what I'm saying? And so I do think that some situations that government should be allowed to put in charge.
Well, how about this? How about this? Here's one I support. I'll give you two that I support. I support tetanus vaccine because the lockjaw and all the stuff that happens with tetanus is a nightmare. And we know the vaccine is safe because it's been around for 100 years almost, right? And the other one I support is the pneumococcal vaccine because all these old people die of pneumonia. If you make them somewhat immune to bacterial pneumonia, then that's a good thing. And that one's been around for a long time. Let me go, Tim. I got one caller I got to get on before the end of the show. And we're going to say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. Gene, it's Nick. How are you?
Hey, Nick, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Nothing much. I was busy during the show. I was listening, of course, but I didn't have a chance to call. But yep, I was listening to all the callers. I just wanted to bring up a subject that I think nobody's really paying attention to, and it's about to be too late, which in my opinion is the Islamization of America. You know, we got this thing going on in New York and everywhere else.
Well, here I'm going to derail you a little bit, and I'm just going to say, look what has happened to England. So there's a town right outside of London called Luton, and it's all Islamic. They have honor killings, all this stuff. Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London.
And that's what I'm afraid of. Yeah.
Well, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. Look at the Somalis in Minnesota. You know, they publicly say, we're here for Somalia. And I'm like, you're an elected official in the Congress of the United States. You maybe should be looking out for America.
And that's what I'm afraid of, buddy, because we're all obsessed about the black and the white and the brown, and we're missing the whole boat on who's taking over our elected official positions and who's actually going to end up running our government. It ain't going to be the black, the white, or the brown. It's going to be the Islamists.
We know in the I Have a Dream speech that Martin Luther King said he wanted his children to be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Well, on the content of character, we're on the same page. If you're brown, black, yellow, all this stuff, we're pretty much on the same page. And the problem with these people that are of a radical Islamic persuasion is not what they look like. It's not the food they eat. It's not how they mostly run their families. It's what they believe and what they're willing to do it to force their will into the American consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. They're not shy about telling you what they're here for, and we need to start paying attention. That's all I can say, man, because it's going to be too late. We're going to be arguing about North and South and black and white, and we're all going to be, you know, we're all going to have somebody telling us to wear hijabs and bow to the east and all that good stuff. So,
and that would be about the most benign things that happen with the female circumcision and honor killings and all this other stuff. That's the part that's unacceptable. But, you know, if you want to believe this.
All of it's unacceptable for me, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, I have friends that are Muslim folks, and one of my favorite people in the world is a Muslim guy from Egypt. But his business partner is an Orthodox Christian like me. So, you know, we can all work together. But the radicals, it's tough.
Yep, I wholly agree with that. And like I said, I just wish we could quit fighting about the past and start fighting for a future that keeps America at least somewhat looking like what it is.
Or well, how about this? Every time
we're going to look like England.
Well, every time these things come up from now on, Nick, every time these things come up, we need to say, hey, brother, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with the stuff you believe because I believe the same stuff. I have a problem with these other folks that have to be imported here that want to destroy our country. That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, I agree. I'll I'll keep all the illegals from Mexico if we can get rid of all the radical Islamists. How about that?
Well, that's an interesting play. Thanks so much, Nick. Show is over. Going into the can. Catch you next week.
People hear me talking about Broker Solar and how much I like Ken and his team. They ask, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep. There's no door knockers trying to pressure you at your own door. Ken and Broker Solar will tell you the truth, what it'll cost, and how your solar power investment will pay off. See, we can't pick our power companies. Broker Solar gives you a chance to take some control over your power bill, and I like that, and so should you. Online, it's brokersolar.com, and seriously, reach out to Ken and these folks. It could really make a difference in your quality of life. brokersolar.com, empowering you so you're not powerless.
The Point.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107. The Point.